Hello Guild Wars 2 gamers, Mukluk here, and we've got a little bit of Guild Wars 2 news. And it looks like we're going to have Guild Wars 2 news possibly 7 more times between now and 13 days from now. So, Guild Wars 2 has released another image, presumably, I saw it on X, but presumably it was also on Instagram and Blue Sky and all their other platforms, with a picture of a winged helmet that says 13 days. And of course, 2 days ago, we got the picture with the stringed instrument, guitar, ukulele, whatever, that said 15 days. So, got a lot of thoughts looking at this. So, I've done this just to gather my thoughts here. First of all is the schedule. And with the help of MS Paint, I have drawn this. So, here, the red circle was when the guitar was released, and this red circle is today. The green circle is the date that they are counting down to. Since they skipped Tuesday, let's assume they're skipping Tuesday next week. Blue circles are every other weekday until the big day, skipping Tuesdays. And that would mean exactly 9 of them. And there are 9 classes. So, assuming that they're doing a teaser each day, I am guessing every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday until Tuesday the 15th, there's going to be another teaser like this of another Elite spec. And yes, I now believe that it is Elite specs. Elite specs are back in some way, shape, or form. Or at least, maybe not even Elite spec, maybe at least a new specialization for each class. Because now we've seen 2. Follow-up thoughts on that is 1, the background picture. The last time I made a video with the Bard guitar, I did it so quickly, I was so focused on the icon and this shape thing, I didn't even look at the background picture. And some folks that were on the Reddit inverted the colors on it and found this in the background. There is a humanoid standing on a beach, and there is a ship there and a bunch of people, and you could say that one's probably a char that are standing there as well. Don't really know what to do with that information, but that is there, which is kind of interesting. The next thing is the pink and the orange. Pink is the class color for Mesmers. Orange is the class color for Engineers, and there's a little bit of red in between where they meet, which is the class color for Elementalists. There were some people that were wondering if the Bard thing was going to be like a spec that spans multiple classes, like Mesmers and Engineers, and also Ellies get Bard. So then there would be another specialization per 3 classes. I think that theory is gone because this is the exact same colors as the last picture with the guitar. And I think it's just like a design choice they decided for these pictures. So I don't think the colors have anything to do with this. The next thing is, okay, we got the specialization icon, same colors, same background picture as the last one. What is the winged helmet? What does the helmet mean? And we've got a lot of thoughts here. Some of these were mine, some of these were people in my chat, and we were all just kind of gathering together ideas. And we have just scribbled down a lot of little things, and we've written down Valkyrie. I don't think it's a Valkyrie. I could be wrong, but the reason I don't think it is Valkyrie, other than the stat type for Valkyrie in Guild Wars, Valkyrie's armor with a certain stat combination, I don't know of any Valkyries in Guild Wars 2. And even if they were in Guild Wars 2, Valkyries from other fantasy universes are typically warrior women. Sometimes they're winged warrior women, like they got like angel wings, like in mythology and stuff like that. And in others, it's just a warrior woman, like in Black Desert Online. I don't really think that it would work that way, because if you've got a male character and they go Valkyrie, it strikes me as odd. Not impossible, but odd. All right, next up is Paladin. I don't really think it's going to be Paladin. I'm just going to summarize these 3. People in chat threw out the names Paladin, Templar, and Crusader. All of these are possible. They all fit the vibe of that helmet, in my opinion. However, they're all so close to Guardian. They're all so incredibly close to Guardian. I don't know. I mean, it could absolutely be like a new specialization for Guardian if you're going to slap one of those titles on it, but I don't know if there's enough background information within the universe of Guild Wars to back that up. The last 2 I really like, and I'm gonna go to the one that I've less info first. I'm gonna go to Paragon for a second. Paragon was from Guild Wars 1. And I'm just going to read this excerpt here. The Paragon is a battle commander who wields a shield and throws spears. The Paragon uses verbal commands to provide temporary boosts and can, through his insight, help aid allies against hexes and conditions. Paragons are the guardian angels of the Elonian people and serve as that land's champions against malevolent threats. Now, I never saw a Paragon that had a full face mask, because they always kept their mouth clear because they were doing like basically shout skills. If you're a Guild Wars 2 character, it's like shout skills. So I don't know that it's going to be Paragon, but I know a lot of people would love for it to be Paragon. So I would say it's a possibility. But Paragon is something that we jotted down. And another is the Seraph. And the Seraph are, again, I'll just read it. The Seraph is the largest of the 3 main military organizations in the human kingdom of Kryta. Wearing white armor trimmed with gold, their shields bear wings out of respect to the goddess Dwayna. The Seraph are the army, the police force, and the protectors of the populace. The Seraph has influence across the whole of Kryta, maintaining outposts in every major town and city and patrolling the kingdom's roads. The Seraph are also the most beleaguered military organization, struggling to stop the constant siege from bandits and centaurs while keeping troops well supplied. So the Seraph, again, they mentioned the human kingdom. Seraphs have been mostly human. And then someone in my community made this dumb joke, and it actually got the wheels turning. And what they said was something along the lines of, what if it's just a Revenant thing, and you're just channeling Logan Thackeray, which, Logan's not dead. And they said, you're channeling the spirit of Logan Thackeray, and then you're just chasing after them feetsies. And after laughing, I was like, wait a minute. And I remembered something else. There is some very famous dead Seraphs that a Revenant could potentially channel. And based on, my own, memory, which is Swiss cheese, I'm probably forgetting some. The biggest one that jumped to my mind is a certain Dylan Thackeray. And this is a very minor spoiler from the book, but it is related to present-day Guild Wars 2, because the books are a prequel. Dylan Thackeray was Logan's brother, and he was the commander of the Seraph. And he passed away at one point, and Logan took his place to help protect Queen Jenna. So there is a very famous dead Thackeray who was a leader of the Seraph. If they did a Revenant channels the Seraph kind of thing, maybe. I would say it's a possibility. I'm not even saying it's a strong possibility. I'm just saying this is a possibility. It could be related to them. They very much liked having wings on their shields and on their helmets and stuff like that. Another idea that we had was, this is the warrior class icon. This is this one. Obviously, there's some similarities there. Maybe it's just a newer warrior build. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. Additionally, it does look heavy, like heavy plate, which, is typically warrior, guardian, or revenant. Those are the classes that can use heavy plate. So maybe this is something for one of the 3 of them. I'm not sure which one. If they did something really crazy, like, maybe the Elementalist gets Eldritch Knight, and then all of a sudden they can wear gear that looks like it's heavy armor. That would be really cool. It would also be very out of the norm for Guild Wars 2. They have so far never done a thing where, you could use armor of different armor types on a character. That would be very new. I kind of doubt that, but we jotted that down as well. And yeah, I think that's basically it for like what I've written down here. One other person pointed out that this looks extremely similar to the newest helmet that was added in the Black Lion treasure chest in game right now, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to zoom in on it a little bit. So I showed this in a news video recently, but it does strike some, major similarities to this hat as well. Not sure if that means anything at all, but there's that. But yeah, new helmet, looks heavy armor, probably for Warrior, Guardian, or Revenant. If it is a Revenant channel, the first thing that enters my mind is the Seraph, and the most famous Seraph I can think of is Dylan Thackeray. Could be completely off about that. If it is not a Revenant thing and it's for the Warrior or the Guardian, some fancy words that we thought of besides Paragon are Crusaders, Templars, Paladins, and Valkyries. So, could be wrong on all counts, but it was fun to brainstorm this. No longer think the color is relevant because they did the pink and orange thing for both of the pictures so far. It's probably related to the new expansion logo. And the background art is still the same as far as I can tell, unless they made a really minor change that I haven't spotted back there. But the background art I did not notice in the last video, and so it's been pointed out to me to point out into this one. So I think that's it. That's all I've got. If you have any thoughts or brainstorms on what this could be, and think about like any other organizations in Guild Wars 2 that use heavy helmets that look like this, maybe think about any other famous legends for Revenants that could potentially channel, that they could channel that used a helmet like this, or that this might represent. And you know what? I just had one more stupid thought. What if we were completely wrong about the bard symbol? Everyone thought like, oh man, this is going to be Mesmer, right? What if Revenants are channeling dead bards, and that was the Revenant one? Because Revenants, they're a wild card. They can just channel anything. So maybe oh man, that would be the ultimate slap to Mesmers after the Minstrels thing years ago, is give Revenants the guitar. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got for now. Fun to brainstorm. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious if you guys came up with any ideas that I did not. There's a lot of lore about this game. I know a lot. I don't know everything. Tell me what you figured out, and I'll fight you in the comments section down below. And if I'm right about the release schedule thing, we'll probably have another one of these tomorrow.